Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Leela and I just really wanted to create this channel to be kind of a safe place to just play with makeup or other beauty products and kind of escape from the world for a little while. So I hope you can take this 15 minutes or however long this video is going to be just to relax and not stress about anything else, because that's what I'm going to be doing. Yes, I did shave my head, so. So this makeup is going to be a completely shimmery eye look, and I'm going to have to do it pretty fast because I have to be at work in like an hour and 20 minutes, but wanted to do this first. So I'm going to start out moisturizing because I just washed my face. So I'm going to use this Kinship, what is it called? Super Mellow Hydrating Gel. This stuff is really nice because it's not super heavy, so I feel like if you had more oily skin, you could still use this because it kind of feels like when you're rubbing it into your face, like you just splashed water on your face, but it's also nice and hydrating. And then next I'm going to go in with my Kinship Self Reflect sunscreen. This is a probiotic mineral sunscreen, and it leaves such a nice dewy glow on my skin when I put makeup on top of it, or even if I just wear it as is. And it doesn't make my skin look too shiny to where I look oily or wet. So if you have more oily skin, I definitely think that that would still work for you as well. I'm not going to put on foundation today. I'm just going to do a little bit of concealer to cover my blemishes. So I have this Girl Pro Conceal. I've had this for a while, but I've never really used it. I don't remember when I bought it, but I've seen people on TikTok using this a lot recently, so I'm gonna try it out. We'll see how it goes. And this isn't light enough in color to be my highlight concealer, so I am just going to take my my Pretty Fresh ColourPop concealer, and I'm just gonna put a little bit of that under my eyes and along like my nose and my forehead and all those highlight areas as well. And then I'm just gonna take my beauty blender to blend that in. Okay, so then I'm just gonna take my number 7 translucent loose powder to set the highlight areas that I just did and also the areas that I concealed. And then I just take my beauty blender and I get a little, oh, there's a hair on this. And I get a little bit of the powder on it, and then I just rub it in on the back of my hand, just to work the powder into the sponge and just to make sure that there's not a ton of powder going onto my face, because I do have drier skin, so I don't want to pack on the powder and dry out my skin. Okay, so now I'm going to move on to my eyes. So I'm going to prime my eyes using this Milani eye primer. This is in the shade 1 Nude. You just have to pat it onto your eyes and then let it dry for 30 seconds. So I just pat it from my eyelashes all the way up to my eyebrows. And now we let it dry for a little bit. So the eyeshadows that I'm going to use today are primarily from a brand called Undone Beauty. I know in my last video I used one of their palettes, and I've used some of them in the past as well, but I just went to Target yesterday and they had a bunch of their products on clearance, so I hope they're not like getting rid of them at Target, but I don't know, I guess we'll find out. So these are both 3-in-1 eye palettes. This one is in Smolder and this one is in Royalty. This one is more, let me get this bad boy open. This one is a little bit more warm toned, and then this one in the shade Smolder is a little bit more cool toned. And then I picked up Smoke, which is 10 colors. Their shadows are really interesting because they're formulated with castor oil, so it's kind of like a powder. Like if you use it as just a regular eyeshadow with a brush, it's a powder eyeshadow. But then if you put it on an eyeliner brush and you use it as an eyeliner, it just smooths on like you're using a liquid eyeliner. Like super strange. So I'm gonna experiment with some of these new palettes that I got today, and I'm also going to use my Nikkie Tutorials Beauty Bay palette because the shimmers in this palette are absolutely incredible. Okay, so to start off, I'm going to take this Royalty 3-in-1 palette, and I'm going to take the lightest shade down here, and I'm going to use this angled Eco Tools brush. And I'm just gonna put that all over my lid. And since this is gonna be a completely shimmery eye look, I'm just gonna go all the way up to my brow bone and kind of have this be my brow bone highlight as well. So next I'm going to go back into this little Royalty trio, and I'm going to take the next shade in the middle here, and I'm going to use this Morphe M505 brush, and I'm just going to put this in my crease. These little trios are creamier than the 10 shadow palette, and I think it's because this one says they're a primer, shadow, and liner in one, so I think these ones aren't supposed to be like a transforming powder to cream. I think they just are a cream. Okay, and it looked like there was nothing on my brush, but I picked up way more of that than I thought I did. No, I'll do the other side over here. I love how creamy and smooth these are applying. And oh, I don't know if I mentioned, I literally got them for $4.20 each because they were on clearance at Target. I know what I want to do on my lower lash line is take this blue shade and kind of buff that on my lower lash line. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to decide kind of where I want the rest of the look to go from there, just to get the color story that I want in there. That was a lot more pigmented than I expected it to be. Like, I think this one, yeah, this one I also got for $4.20 for these 10 shadows. Like, this is a really good quality kind of all natural eyeshadow brand, and they make a lot of other things too, but their eyeshadows I've really fallen in love with in 2020. And I'm gonna take this darker color here in between the green and the purple. I'm not sure if it's more of a purple or a navy blue, but I'm going to take it on my Morphe M505 brush, and I'm gonna put it in the outer corner of my eye up here. And I really want to keep this concentrated more towards the outer V, so I'm using small circular motions and not applying a lot of pressure. And making sure that I'm not going too far away from the outer V with my brush. And as I say that, I go too far away from the outer V with my brush. And then I'm just using this Morphe M461 brush to kind of dilute out some of the pigment. And obviously to help blend it in a little bit more. Okay, and then on top of all of that, I'm going to put this shadow I have from Morphe 2. It's a jelly shimmer, and it's called Starry Sky. It's from like the Dixie Charlie D'Amelio collection. So I'm just going to put that over top of everything on top of my eye. I really love the formula of these jelly shimmer eyes. They're pretty sheer. So if you're wearing it on its own, it doesn't give off a lot of color payout. It just gives a little bit of a twinkle, but they work really well as a shadow topper. Okay, so next I'm going to be a little bit bold, and I'm going to take this color Mama Tutorials from the Nikkie Beauty Bay palette, and I'm just going to put a little bit of that in the center of my, oh my god, I said a little bit and all of that came off of my finger. In the center. Okay, now I'm gonna wipe off my finger and then I'm going to blend that in. I don't know what has gotten me so into blue shadows recently, because I think I mentioned in one of my videos too that I've always been like terrified of using blue. But it's really become part of my repertoire recently. Okay, I'm loving the way that looks so far. So now I'm gonna do the liner. So I'm gonna take this black shimmery color here from this palette, and I'm gonna use this Bedellium Tools eyeliner brush. It's shaped like this, which is super, super great for doing kind of a precision eyeliner application. So I just picked up some of this black shade here, and we're just gonna glide it on. And that's literally how buttery and soft these shadows are. It's that easy. Perfect. And here's to hoping I can recreate it on the other side. So yeah, it's super fast and super simple to do eyeliner with these bad boys. Okay, and then the last thing my eyes need is, well, they need mascara, but the last thing they need in terms of eyeshadow is I'm also gonna use this Nikkie Tutorials palette for my inner corner highlight, and I'm gonna use this color Ivy right here. Alrighty, okay, so mascara time. I'm going to use this Origins Ginseng mascara, which is my new favorite at the moment. Okay, so next up I'm just gonna do a little bit of contour and blush. So I'm gonna use this Zoeva Basic Moment palette. And for my contour, I'm just gonna use this Eco Tools bronzer brush. And this shade is called Unfinished for the contour in here. And I'm just concentrating it towards kind of the back of my face over here. And then on my jaw, and then on the sides of my face up here as well. Okay, perfect. Now I feel like I look a little bit more alive. And then I'm just gonna use this angled e.l.f. brush here to do my blush. And the blush shade in here at the top is just called Yet to Come. For my face highlight, I'm actually gonna go back into this Royalty Undone Beauty little trio, and this lightest shade that I used first on my eyes, I'm just gonna use that. Yeah, that kind of just gives you a little glow from within kind of glow. So I know this wasn't like a first impressions review or anything like that, but I really love how versatile these little palettes are, so I highly recommend the Undone Beauty eyeshadow palettes. They also make cream blush and cream contour, and from how much I just liked using that cream eyeshadow as a highlight, I think I would really like those too, so probably gonna go back and get those to check them out as well. The last thing I'm just going to do is setting spray. Where is my setting spray? So I have the Milani Make It Last. I apparently bought it with charcoal to make it matte. I didn't realize I was doing that. I just really like how fine the mist is in this setting spray. So that concludes this video. I hope you liked it. Let me know if you've ever tried Undone Beauty and how you feel about them. I would love to hear your thoughts as well. So I will see you on the next one. Bye!